So I had the pleasure of sitting with Kyle from Bad Wolves.
Yo.
How are you doing? This is your second time playing Rock on the
I've
Sonic
actually
Temple?
never played Rock on the Range before. I've never played Rock on the Range with any band. I don't think maybe Doc and John have played Rock on the Range, but I have not.
What is the band that you're looking forward to on a thing like this? I know you're probably not here for the whole festival, but who are you looking forward to seeing, at least on today?
I've had the pleasure of, on a few different festivals over the years, of sharing the stage with Mesuggah, and I see that they are a few bands after us tonight, so I'm definitely looking forward to seeing them. They're definitely one of my favorite live bands. They're just so punishing live.
I remember seeing them opening for Tool on the Lateralis tour.
Oh, yeah.
And I hated it.
Really?
Well, at the time, to be fair,
What album was out?
that would have been the
Chaos
whatever had.
Sphere?
No, yeah, is that the one that had New Millennium Cyanide Christ on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, that record. And they were playing, but I mean, the thing that like a lot of people don't realize is at that point, arenas weren't really equipped, and there really wasn't the technology to have the 8-string guitars sound as good as they can now.
Yeah, I think, well, the 8-string guitar technology, the extended range. Jesus, boys, what's going on? The extended range guitar technology has really come a long way in the past 10 years. As someone who has kind of always been in the extended range, air quotes on that one. Oh, yeah, there's a little GoPro on me. You can see it. The first 8 strings that they were playing, I can't remember what company it was, but they were kind of like primitive.
Yeah. Well, I think at that point, Mesuggah was making their own at that point.
There was a Swedish guitar maker, I can't remember the name for the life of me right now, but yeah, within the past 10 years, it's really, I mean, because I play like 5-string fan fret basses and shit, so I'm in the whole extended range because Doc and Chris tune their guitars down to G. So, but yeah, that whole technology has really come a long way in a short amount of time. Because like I said, those early guitars they were using around that time were very primitive. They were almost just like blocks of wood with strings on them. And then now they're all fancy fan fret, crazy paint jobs.
Well, it's been crazy. Like thinking back to that though is like, I haven't seen Mesuggah since then.
Yeah.
But I've seen like the live DVD and stuff like that, and it's just like hearing the quality of how you can actually hear all the kick drums.
Yeah.
You can hear all the guitar parts. Everything sounds good, and it's like, well, now I'm excited to see them because it's not going to sound like muddled shit.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, their front of house guy is really great too, and he just knows where everything fits. And they've had Per Nelson from Scar Symmetry playing with them for a while, filling in for Frederick Thorndahl, and he's just a perfect mix. Like he's like if anybody were to step into Frederick's shoes, I really think that that pair is probably the best fit, especially with his random, unrehearsed solos that he likes to do over the Mesuggah stuff.
Right. It's kind of weird because like looking at this lineup, it's like I know the whole has the success, obviously. Like I remember doing an episode with Doc a while ago, like when Zombie had just gone #1.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm probably never going to talk to anyone who has a current #1 hit. So what the fuck is it like? And he kind of was like, it kind of has. How you doing, man?
Interrupting Coil.
You're the Andre Iguodala right now of my interview. But it's one of those things that it's kind of interesting to see how fast of the success that you guys have had. And the thing that I love about it as a fan of music, where a lot of people are like, oh yeah, well it's just because of the cover, because we've kind of become ensconced in this cover culture where like, look at a band like I Prevail, they put out a cover, but they had a good record after it to like also go with it. And I feel like that's something that a lot of other bands aren't doing, is they want to make the success off the cover, but then have no real good quality after that content. And I feel like you guys had a really great with Disobey, like had something great coming right behind it. And that's really what the fans are latching on to, is it was the Trojan horse of sorts. Like it's like, here's this song, but we're a great fucking band who has great material beside this.
Yeah, well, I mean, I didn't even hear the Zombie cover until like I was in the band for a year. So that wasn't anything that was on the table when I had first joined. The first song Actually, I've probably told this story a couple times, but maybe not to your listeners. So how I joined the band was, so I was in a different band, and we had kind of started slowing down. I called Doc, as I do, just because I've known Doc for, 12 or 13 years now. And I was just like, hey, man, anybody's just looking for a bass player? And he's like, hang on one second. And he puts the phone down. I hear some talking in the background. Picks up and goes, do you want me to music video? And I was like, yeah, sure. He's like, all right, I'll send you the song. Be at this address in downtown LA. And I was like, okay, cool. And that was the video for Learn to Live.
Right, yep.
So I got all the heavier material first, before even like the songs that are on the radio now, like Remember When, Hear Me Now, and Zombie. So I was like, oh, this is really good. This is a really good record.
Right.
And then we added the radio songs, and I was just like, oh, well, it's kind of like a little bit for everybody. There's some brutality, but, and then some songs to make the young girls cry,
Something, I mean, for those who can maybe see right now, if you're watching the video, you're wearing a Predator 2 shirt. How do you feel about the Predator franchise and what they've done with it?
First of all, I just want to shout out my friend Eric D. and Meth Syndicate, at Meth Syndicate. He supplies all my awesome t-shirts like this. Do you know what? I have been terrible at going to the movies lately. The last movie I saw in the theaters, I don't know, it's probably Deadpool 2.
All right. Well, I mean, shit, it's not that long ago. But I mean, when you're inundated with like Infinity War and Endgame and like all
I
of
haven't
this,
not seen Endgame.
Yeah, I've seen it twice, so I made up for you.
Okay.
So they got my, $40 to go to the billion pot.
There's another movie I haven't seen that came out that I wanted to see, and I forgot. See, this is why I forget shit all the time, so I don't even know what's out right now.
I honestly, other than in Endgame, I really couldn't. Oh, shit, John Wick came out today.
Oh, shit. Nice.
I didn't realize. I was
the new Rammstein came out today, too.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, I'm still not used to things coming out on Friday.
Yeah, I was used to it Tuesday.
Yeah, it's weird.
CDs coming out on Tuesday, you go to the record store, and Tuesday or Wednesday, you go pick it up. Yeah. But now with the streaming culture, I guess it makes more sense. Like, get the new album for the party this weekend.
Speaking of that, obviously with Doc kind of being able to give an update of what's going on with Bad Wolves via his podcast, asking you, I know obviously you guys have been working on the follow-up record.
Yeah.
It would be safe to assume it will be out probably in fall-ish time?
I don't know. It's last quarter, maybe first quarter next year. I'm not really sure quite yet. John just went and recorded drums in Nashville with Mark Lewis.
Okay.
Which he did the drums on the last record, so they'll sound awesome as always. And Tommy and John have been in a studio in LA. I forget the name. I'm very terrible at this. I'm sorry. But yeah, so it should be out within that time frame. I'm not exactly sure, but it's pretty much in the can.
Awesome. Well, thank you for taking the time, and very much looking forward to actually finally catching your guys' set for the first time.
I heard that like the third time today. Like everyone's like, "Oh man, I've been wanting to see it, but I haven't been able to see it." I'm like,
well, you guys always play like in fucking Detroit, or like I live in Michigan, so it's like you haven't come to Grand Rapids proper yet. And then when you did, it was that arena tour, and I just with Death Punch.
It was Five Finger Death Punch, Breaking Benjamin, and From Ashes to New. Because I played bass for From Ashes to New does not have a bass player. So I told them for our last show that we did with them, that was the last show, I was like, I'm going to play bass for you guys.
It would be interesting. I think it would add a little bit more to their live sound, personally.
Yeah.
But looking forward to catching the set, and hopefully we'll see you at least in Grand Rapids at some point.
For sure, dude.
Awesome. Thank you very much.